Roosters youngster. Another one played for the Auckland Vulcans under 18s earlier in the year against Country Origin. This one, the number 20, big Aidan Ioane, carries it forward. He's had a bit of interest also from the Cronulla Sharks. He's in their sort of development system, and there we see a nice show and go from Wyatt Rangi. Takes it out there, but meters hard to come by early in this set. St. Paul's with some good line speed. Up into the face, and big collision there. Nice work there from St. Paul's. Justice Leosevi slots into dummy half. Masiatame, who'll sum up a kick. Finds a bit of space, and it's out on the full. So an early error from Kelston, and do you blame the breeze there, Lewin, or maybe just a bit of a misjudgment from young Masiatama?
Yeah, I suppose right from the outset, Corey, we saw the strength of the wind that St. Paul's has behind their back, but it also plays another card on the importance of the kicking game that's in the hands of the Kelston boys. So it's going to be real hard for Kelston to try and work their way out of their own half this afternoon with the strength of that wind. And I suppose St. Paul's will be playing the wind into their favour.
So St. Paul's will set down a scrum now, and Damon Abbey feeds it. Beau Court's out at second receiver. Goes, he's straight through. Great play from Beau Courts. He's through under the post. Excellent play there. Sold the dummy to the left and just stepped straight through.
Once again, Beau Courts on display. He's a tough kid to grab. Similar skills to Stacey Jones and the like. But one of the most important things that halves need to do is hold the ball in two hands and, of course, take the ball to the line. And that's what he's certainly done here at the early stages of the second half. So it's going to be a big mission for this Kelston boys outfit to respond to this extended lead. 16 points to 8 now.
And you mentioned there the attributes of Beau Courts, and he was rewarded for those with inclusion in the SAS College Rugby League Team of the Year at the awards breakfast a few weeks ago, and certainly a deserving recipient of that. And as you mentioned, carries the ball in two hands, and is a pretty structured sort of number 7, a lot different to Kelston's number 7, Masiatama, in the fact that he plays to a very set structure. Masiatama plays a little bit more off the cuff and probably has a little bit more speed and that sort of thing, but certainly for the way this St. Paul's side played, Courts is the perfect guy for in the middle of the park there, and has really directed them fantastically all year. He's one of the ones who lined up in last year's final, which Kelston won, of course. One of 5 players backing up from that game, and no mistake from in front of the post there from Beau Courts. And St. Paul's now taken 18-8 lead. You think Kelston probably have to be the next to score?
That's right, mate. If they want to have a shot at taking this trophy home this year, no doubt they are previous competition winners last year. What the question may be is, are there quite a few Warrior development players in these two teams?
Yeah, definitely. There's quite a few development players in both sides, and I know, for instance, there's a couple of boys who are contracted to Australian clubs already. Delaney Chaney-Puata over with the Cronulla Sharks, and I believe Aidan Ioane as well has attracted some interest from the Cronulla Sharks. So certainly a few boys in that system, and we'll see them kind of progressing into the juniors probably as early as next year for the Junior Warriors, and maybe pop up in some other sides in the Holden Cup.
I mean, as much as we cringe when we hear these boys are getting opportunities in Australia, we must support their transitions. It's a big call moving away from your family and going out on your ace, but I suppose you learn things that you can't learn here, the importance of professionalism, of punctuality, of eating well, of training well. So we hope them all the best.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, as you mentioned earlier, we can't keep them all, can we? And we have had to let go of some really talented players. I mean, you need to look at the likes of Peter Hiku, Sasai Feki, guys really doing well in the NRL level now, but unfortunately there's a thing called the salary cap in the NRL, and we do have to fit within that, and we can't keep all our most talented players, but certainly, I think we'll see a few of these boys. Oh, big mistake there from Masiatama at dummy half, and he'll be very disappointed with that one. Just probably had eyes for the defensive line there, and left without the ball, Lewin.
That's right, mate. I think he sort of tricked himself. It's nice to see that he has that skill up his sleeve, the old head check before he actually scoops out of dummy half, trying to trick the markers there and put them in two minds, but I think he done that to himself.
And now a big set in the context of the game here for Kelston. I mean, if St. Paul's are to go in here, it's going to be a long road back, so Kelston really need to hold them out here, and let's see what sort of resolve they've got. Of course, You know, they haven't had the best of years, Kelston, but they did show some real championship qualities in their semi-final against Mount Albert Grammar. They were down 12-6 with only minutes remaining, but kept going, equalised pretty much on the siren, and then kind of rallied to kick the winning field goal in a 13-12 win. So, look, Kelston, it's not unfamiliar territory for them, this situation, but how they respond here will be crucial. And as I'm talking there, I see in back play, I think we've got the number 12, Asalema Usimanu, who we've wrapped a few times in the game. He's limping off, so it looks like his day's done, so that'll be a blow for St. Paul's. But nonetheless, they pack the scrum down, and Courts shifts it wide, and we see there the winger in centre field. That's the number 2, James Manoa, played fullback last year in the grand final, and working out now to the left, and a good carry from Sam Fuliamotu. He's the highest try scorer in the competition this year. He's, I think, got over the line for 14 tries, so he's been excellent. Toffee Tuma, now this is his territory. They need to watch dummy half here, looking either side. On this occasion he passes Courts. First receiver dribbles a little kick in. Not much on there, but he's chasing well. And in the end, well cleaned up by the number 5. And that's Imosi Alimoti. So Courts there just trying the little kick in behind. And St. Paul's earned the repeat set. Smart play from Bo Courts.
Very much so, Corey. It's nice to see that he actually follows up his own kicks. Sometimes we see with most halfbacks, they just sit back and marvel, oh, look at the curve on my grubber. Damn, that's beautiful. But actually, Bo Courts puts his hand up and follows through with his kick.
That's right, and as they say, the kick's only as good as the chase. And there we see a great first hit up there from James Manoa. Proving hard to tackle. Abbey now gets him dummy half, and they're a little bit short here on the right, but the number 17, Manatu Kafoa, goes himself. Kofa Timotea into dummy half. He looks to the left. Big boy juggles it. That's the number 16, Latulia Elu. Just short of the line. Kofa Timotea into dummy half. We've got a penalty too long in the ruck, is it?
Double movement. The decision that was made by our referee this afternoon. He's not too happy, the big boy there. Alex, excuse me, Letuia Eliu. Tēnā koutou, to the name. Kia ora rā.
Bit of a tongue twister there, Lou, and you're right, and there's a few of them in these squads, but Masiatama now kicks for touch, and that one's caught the breeze big time, and it'll only make about probably 9 metres off the kick, so Kelston start this set now from deep in their own end, and with the first hit up there, it's the number 4, Paulie Sefo, and you see the outside backs getting involved here, the big boys sucking in the big ones, so the outside backs coming in to help, and Captain Utai Oka getting into first receiver there. Justice Leosevi now 20 metres out from the line. What can they do to break down this well-structured St. Paul's defence? They are the best defence in the competition as well. They leak the fewest points. As I mentioned, they're very well-structured and hard to break down. So Kelston are going to have to come up with something good here, and that wasn't it. Delaney Cheney Puata puts the ball down on the 40, and you have to wonder how much more of this Kelston can take. It's a lot of sets they've had to defend now. Be interesting to see a tackle count, really, but Kelston back on their defensive line now, and Courts testing them out again.
I suppose the only option for Kelston to try and get out of their own half is the early kick. However, kicking into a breeze like that, I'm sure they'll be having difficulty. Now, I hope they just man up, talk to the brothers, the A and B defenders besides one another, and just try and hold out another attack of St. Paul's.
See a big carry there from Swanee Hufwanga. A really talented player. At representative level, I've seen him used in the middle of the park, but I like him out there on the edge. He's got an offload, and probably a similar player in a way to Ben Matulino. He can hit the line hard and also got a bit of footwork and an offload, so he's a player of enormous potential. In Courts, looked like he may have been trying the drop goal there, actually. It looked like a drop kick, but nonetheless, he'll get 6 again. Kicks it through. Messi at the back. And we'll get a Kelston penalty at the end of that for a bit of a high tackle on the line. That was a bit of messy footy there, Lewin.
That's right, mate. I think he was disgusted with his attempt at the drop goal, and that was probably the reason why he threw in a bit of a haymaker to one of the Kelston boys' defenders there. But I think it's just another sign of frustration. He knows he's a better player than that, and he's got skills of kicking field goals off both feet. So Bo Courts once again in the limelight.
Kelston now, can they complete a set? I don't know if they've completed a set this half. Actually, there's been errors everywhere, and just as we mentioned that, there is a knock-on. So no, they cannot complete the set, and St. Paul's with yet another attacking set inside the Kelston 20.
Yeah, I suppose, mate, they've got no one else to blame but themselves tending sometimes to look at the defender or look where they want to run before the basics of picking up the ball or holding on to it. Now St. Paul's will just feed off these mistakes. They can smell the line 20 metres out. The scrum set about 50 metres out from the try line of Kelston, looking to come down the short side as the big boy.
He's gone awfully close as well, Lewin, off the short side there. Nice play, but head back centre field. Great run. Still just short, so Kelston defiant so far. How long can they hang on for? Courts now in front of the post. Spreads it wide and brings Wasi Leota into it. They've got a mismatch here if they can get it wide. Good scramble from Kelston. Wairangi getting in there late. So St. Paul's now, they'll dart short side, but Kelston just holding out. Lots of hands up out here to the right, Lewin, as you see Courts now shifts to Huanga. It looks like he is playing more that middle role now, perhaps shifted into the front row as opposed to the edge where he would have started the game. Huanga is short, Tofa Timotea goes wide, Courts now looks for a drop goal. Antoinette Grutjen says it's good. So that's a bit of an interesting call, really, Lewin, with the way the points are shaping. That gives them an 11-point lead. Probably not that much of an advantage. You maybe would have kicked the ball there and made Kelston do a bit more tackling.
Yeah, I suppose it goes both ways there, Corey, that there's also an opportunity for his big boys to have a bit of a breather, to sort of reset and get their head right for this remaining, I suppose, 20 minutes of this, 15 minutes of this second half. Now, time is the enemy for this Kelston boys outfit. Let's hope they are next to respond to keep this game alive for them.
Very much so. Time the enemy now in, so don't be surprised if we maybe see a short kick-off here or try and drill one into touch as we were touching on earlier. Wouldn't be a bad play with the conditions, although Kelston probably on the wrong side of the wind here. So Masiatama, and as it turns out, it's a long one out towards the left, but sort of catches that wind halfway down the field and probably doesn't hit the desired location. So St. Paul's now working it out, and the message for them will just be hold the ball. We don't need to score tries, just hold the ball, just keep wearing this side down. Tofa Timotea now into dummy half, so they're 30 metres out from the line. It's just wide. Damon Abbey, he's had a quiet game so far, but played his role pretty well. No errors, and we see there the number 16, and it's that tongue twister again, Latuia Ilu, I believe it is. Highly involved so far on that right edge there, and a strip there from Kelston, it looks like, but in fact it is a knock-on. So Kelston here will get use of the ball right on halfway. They'll start their set.
Yes, little slip up there from Manatu Kafoa. Great opportunity for Kelston to respond. Let's hope they do so. We've been spoiled with rugby league this afternoon at Birkenhead War Memorial Park. This morning, Point Chef Pirates took on the Marist Saints and were too strong for them. I feel for a couple of the following teams this afternoon, the Mount Albert Lions and Papakura, to have to go up against such a classy outfit like Point Chef. But if you get an opportunity to go down and support the Warriors in one last fling, I'm sure I am, to hopefully see if they give their fans, their loyal fans, something to cheer for and be proud of. It's sad to see them at this stage of the season and the position they are in on the table. But we wear our heart on our sleeve, our Warriors faithful, and we got to ride the roller coaster with them.
That's right, Lorne, and as we talking there, a penalty for Kelston, so their chance now to score. But you mentioned earlier, time is the enemy for them, and you know, they need something off this set, whether it's a try or a repeat set. They need something. They can't leave here empty-handed. So they'll start the set from the 20. Great opportunity here. They do have plenty of X-factor in their squad. It's just a matter of using it, and you know, it doesn't look like there's many gaps up the middle of the park with the St. Paul side. They're very well structured, so perhaps the edges are going to be the way to go. Look for Delaney Chaney-Puata to get involved, and also Austin Masiatama. He's a master of the last tackle play. Likes a little dip over the top, or perhaps a little step to catch the defence napping. So Masiatama gets into dummy half now, and a short ball to the big fella, and it's the number 10, Setifano Maava, from short range. Bursts over the line, straight under the post. So Kelston now rest of their way back into the game, perhaps. Still a long way to go, but with a kick from in front, you would assume that that Kelston will take 6 points from this. So excellent work there from the big fella, Setifano Maava. And it looks like we've got to change a kicker here, Lewin. And looks like it's the number 14, Tyrell Parker, to add the extras.
It's nice to see that Stefano Ma'ava actually caught the ball. Sometimes our forwards just assume that they are running the block, and we see those face balls sometimes from our hookers, surprising both the defenders and the guy receiving the ball. But at that instance, well done to Stefano Ma'ava, responding in the right way. Just under the last 10 minutes of this grand final here at Birkenhead War Memorial. The score is 19-14. Obviously 5 points the difference from a somewhat surprising decision from Beau Courts to take the drop goal, but however, points are still a point and it's anyone's game.
So St. Paul's now to get us back underway, and they're taking their time. They're in no rush, and as you mentioned, about 10 minutes to go, so it's theirs to lose, St. Paul's, and the restart is another big one, using that win to their advantage, but well done by Kelston, and now the big boys will bring it out. This one, I think, Xavier Tutaki, big carry forward. Masiatama now will get into dummy half, and watch out for his speed. He's got some great vision as well, and he's a player of immense talent, and of course in the Akarana age group teams and coming through the grades. So Yuta Ioka now the captain with a carry. He's a big unit and a really well-structured player, and there it looks like we've got time off, a bit of an injury. Ioka in a bit of pain on the ground.
Yeah, it's not a pleasing sight when we see players clutch at their knees, because they are definitely a big blow if you've done some damage to it with the likes of the ligaments, the cruciate ligaments and things that need operations to fix. So let's hope that's not the case for our player here this afternoon.
And the trainer's now over, just attending to Utah on the ground. His teammates showing plenty of concern for him, so fingers crossed for the best result here. Hopefully a bit of the magic water might fix it, but the breeze really starting to pick up here at Birkenhead War Memorial Park, and we do have the Appliance Shed Fox Memorial qualifying final to come up next between Mount Albert and Papakura. Lewin, who do you like in that one? Of course, Mount Albert minor premiers and have looked really impressive, but Papakura, some great results this year as well.
That's right, mate. I've been really impressed with the attitude and some of the displays that the Mount Albert boys have had. I cringe to myself, sort of leaning towards the Mount Albert Lions way, because in terms of money and transfers and people like that, where some other clubs don't have the sort of strings to attract some certain players, but I think once again we'll see Mount Albert too strong for Papakura.
Thankfully, our injured man, Yuta Ioka, is all good, so we'll get back underway, and there we see Masitama getting into dummy half now, so that's going to be a key part of this comeback if Kelston are going to get over the line, and he makes a nice run there. What's the line speed like? We see 17 off, and nice footwork there from Tyrell Parker coming off the interchange, but we have a knock on, so that's not going to help Kelston's cause at all.
Yeah, nice to see the ears aren't glued on of our reserve for the St. Paul's boy. Our referee called him off, and he obeyed to her instructions and didn't give a penalty away on the last tackle, which is certainly something that the coaches hate.
So now St. Paul's looking to work it forward, and a bit of a questionable offload there, but they clean it up in the end. But who would be a coach heading into this final sort of 6 or 7 minutes? The game right on the line here, and the coach is sitting patiently watching. Nervous times for them, but let's see what St. Paul's can do. Can they ice this victory, force a repeat set, or even more points? So they head out now towards the left, and Sawani Hufanga with the carry. Tofa Timotea into dummy half. Courts now shifts out to the left edge. Nice play there, but well tackled by the Kelston line. He's still going though. Great leg speed and leg drive there from, I think it's the big number 3, Samuel Fuliamotu. Head back centre field now. Nice kick in behind Masiatama, and just manages to hit it dead, but you saw Damon Abbey looming up there, and lucky Masiatama was right onto task there, or it's a try under the posts.
Yeah, it's a pleasing sign, knowing that the players of St. Paul's have the confidence and the understanding that Beau Courts has the football on a string. sometimes you see throughout different circumstances of games that kicks are directed for one person, and I think that was the case from Beau Courts, lining up a kick for his other half pairing in Mr. Abbey.
So 5 minutes to go now, roughly. We see St. Paul's with the ball here. Back-to-back sets for them. Kelston line speed a little bit sluggish, and again, coming out to the right edge. Kelston just holding out. Tofa Tumatea into dummy half. We're a little bit far out for him to have a dart. Courts now, throws a cutout. Well summed up by Beau Courts. Excellent play. The cutout ball, and he finds the number 2, James Manoa, and that just might about do us.
I'm really pleased to see the skills that are showcased here today, this afternoon. Sometimes we tend to wrap our halfbacks a bit too much, wrap them up in cotton wool even sometimes, but hey, the proof is in its pudding. We've seen the range of abilities that Beau Courts has this afternoon, and that beautiful face ball out to his winger to, in fact, maybe close this afternoon and the grand final here and award St. Paul's the trophy. But I don't want to say that too early because there's still a few minutes remaining. But to Beau Courts, you can take your hat off there, Tamo. You've been a star this afternoon, and in fact the whole squad, management and the supporters, no doubt all the schoolboys here to support their gun team. And too darn right that rugby league gets a bit of profile, secondary rugby league at this sort of level. We see that other code getting sponsored and getting profiled in and out and on the TV and things like that, but it's funny because most of the players that play in that other code have had a bit of experience in this game that is played in heaven as well.
Well said, Lewin, as we wait for Courts to convert from out wide. Tricky assignment with the way the wind's blowing. He struck it pretty nicely, actually, and it hit the uprights in the end, so can't turn 4 into 6. But just while we're jogging back, I do have to say a huge thank you to our principal sponsors of this competition, SAS Sports, long-time supporters of the College Rugby League scene, and without them we wouldn't be bringing you this broadcast today. Also, thank you to our secondary sponsors, Hayden and Rollick Construction, always there, and of course offering up internship and apprenticeship opportunities for these players when they graduate. Also, a big thank you to the team at CTAS, our live streaming team here, Grant and Joseph, who have been doing excellent work all year. So entering now into the last few minutes, and Lewin, I mean, if St. Paul's are to win, this will be a welcome return to a bit of silverware, really, because last year, of course, they not only lost the Auckland title to Kelston, but they lost the national title. And for a school with so much history and I guess a record of winning, that no doubt hurt, and perhaps that's kind of played on their minds this year and really set them on the right track.
That's right, Corey. I'm sure all St. Paul's old boys will be putting their hands together, will be grinning in the fact that their boys have once again brought the silverware back home to St. Paul's. A couple of minutes remaining here this afternoon, and since you're giving people plugs, I'm sure I should, give Troy a plug before things wrap up. He's down here at Sparrow's Fart early in the morning setting up his trucks and the sponsors, but let's get back to the game and finish it off well.
Yeah, Tofa Tumatea into dummy half. Courts again with another short kick. Well caught in the end by, I think, Masiatama. And he's caught it in goal, so good athletic catch there from Masiatama.
Right. I'm sure the Black Caps will be pleased with that slip caught and catch as well.
So now Kelston, there's not long to go now at all. We're into the final minutes of the game, and if they're going to come back into this one, they've got to score in this set. What can they do? They're going to need something magic. We see the outside backs. It sounds like we're into the final minute of the clash here. And the St. Paul's faithful now starting to get noisy. The bench is up on their feet now, and they can smell victory here, and what a victory it will be for them if they can get over the line. But Kelston not done yet. Big carry forward there by the number 10, and again that's Sitifano Maava heading towards halfway here, but the clock might beat Kelston, and what an effort today from the St. Paul side. Controlled play beautifully after a rough start. There we see a nice little chip through. Delaney Cheney Puata, has he got the speed? He might do! He does! So Delaney Cheney Puata gets over the line, but it might be in vain. We might run out of time here. We'll need a very quick conversion here from probably Tyrell Parker, and he's got the tee already.
Yeah, it could be a little bit too late there, Corey, but once again showing the skills of the Kelston squad chip and regather. And great wheels by their fullback Delaney Cheney Puata. As you say, heading off to the Sharks, and what a taonga, what a treasure that is for the Cronulla Sharks. But hopefully there's another opportunity for them to possibly provide a miracle comeback. Can't really see anyone shaking the hooter as yet, so possibly there's still a little bit of time.
That's right, Kelston, do they dare to dream here of a miracle comeback? The gap, 5 points. So would need a converted try, really. There's no chance of this one going to extra time thanks to Court's earlier conversion. So we wait and we have a look. And in fact, sorry, a correction there. It is 3 points the gap. My eyes deceive me, but so 3 points. And look, we see Bo Courts. He's taking his time here. The hooter being shaken in the background. So Kelston, they might get one play here. Lewin, what can they do? The kick, and it's out of the full. So a penalty on halfway.
Oh, mate, you got your money's worth here streaming live. Auckland Rugby League Secondary Schools Grand Final. 3 points the difference. Let's see if an early kick or a chip kick and regather is a response for Kelston boys to get in front and snatch the trophy out of St. Paul's hands. There's the hooter.
There goes the hooter. Masiatama now goes back to Delaney Cheney Puata. He heads to the left of the field. What's he going to do? He's running out of options. He's got players inside. Masiatama now throws a cutout. Was that forward? Referee says play on. We've got space out of the right edge. Head back infield. The flick on. Hot potato stuff. St. Paul's regather. That's the game. That is the game. St. Paul's College, congratulations. 2015 SAS College Rugby League champions. They avenged last year's loss to Kelston Boys High School, but what a final, Lewin, between two fantastic teams.
Yeah, we can be pleased. Both squads can be pleased, in fact, Corey, for the skills that were displayed this afternoon. It's sad that someone has to go away with that empty-handed, but I mean, secondary schools rugby league is alive, and they are, in fact, the players that feed our NRL, feed our Fox Memorial. So I'd like to thank Auckland Rugby League and yourself, Corey, for an opportunity to work alongside you and profile our great game.
Yeah, thanks very much for joining us, Lewin, and it's been a joy of a game to call, and we will let Lewin go and get ready for the next game between Mount Albert and Papakura in the Appliance Shed Fox Memorial Premiership. A reminder that the winner of that game will go directly to the grand final. The loser will survive and play Point Shed next week for that remaining spot. But as we see St. Paul's now get into the team song, and do stay with us. We'll have the after-match presentations and a couple of interviews for you, and we'll have St. Paul's receiving that College Rugby League, SAS College Rugby League prize for the first time in a couple of years. So fantastic game between two sides, and we'll take a break for a couple of minutes as we head downstairs, but a big thank you